Hi, and welcome back to the Financial Literacy Institute. My name is Todd Berger again. If this is your first episode, we hope you will enjoy the content and come away with something positive. And if you watched our first episode, thank you for coming back. We've got some additional fantastic information to share with you today. So, in this episode, we are going to start the conversation about investing and compound interest. This is going to be a whole series of episodes just on this topic. But I want to start out before we get into the investing side of it, talking about where do we come up with the money to invest. And have some statistics for you here. Did you know that currently there are 7 out of 10 people living paycheck to paycheck in this country? That's probably one of the reasons why the affordability thing is such a big topic these days. And many people might feel like they don't have options, but we're going to show you that everybody has options. Either you have a plan for your money or someone else will have a plan for your money. It's as simple as that. And it's never too late to start unless you just give up. So let's start with this. What is it that gets people to make decisions, to make choices that will make changes in their life, like true, genuine changes? And there was a survey done. Generally, 2 main things will finally move people to make major changes in their lives. The first one is pain, and the second one is clarity around what's most important to you. Some people have to go through a lot of pain to get clarity, and here is an important thing to think about and remember. You don't get rich in days, you get rich in decades. But you can get into debt in a day. So there are 2 escalators in this current economy that we live in, and those escalators are real estate and stocks. And you have to own assets. If you are not an investor, if you are not purchasing assets, you are getting left behind faster than ever before. And what's ironic is that it's easier than ever to start these days. Years ago, it was very complicated to purchase stocks or things like that. And now there's Robinhood, there's every major brokerage account, Schwab, Fidelity. You can go on your phone and with a few clicks, you can open a brokerage account. And it just takes $1 here or $1 there. And then the compound interest, which Einstein said is the 8th miracle of the world, that compound interest starts kicking in and your money starts making money. It starts working for you. So I have a little prop that I brought in today. And before I show it to you, I do want to give credit where credit is due. This was a demonstration that David Bach, the best-selling Times author of the Automatic Millionaire book and a couple other books, he did it on the Mel Robbins podcast. And I thought it was very catchy. So I'm holding here $10,000 in cash. And why is it $10,000? Well, because there was a survey recently done and they asked people, what is the amount of money that you feel could change your life? And the answer, ironically, was $10,000. Not 100,000, not a million, $10,000. And usually the reason was because it could help them pay off a credit card or a debt, or give them enough financial freedom to leave a job, or even get out of a relationship that they don't want to stay in. It buys freedom. Now, here's the really interesting question. How much do you have to blow in a day to blow $10,000 in a year? And the answer is very simple. It's $27.40 a day. Okay, so let's flip that back around. What do you need to save per day to end up with the $10,000 at the end. And if you invest the $10,000 as you go through the year, you'd actually end up with a little bit more than $10,000 because of the compound interest. So get a load of this. If you're in your 20s and you do this for 40 years at a rate of 10% return, which is what the stock market has averaged over the last 100 years, you'd end up with $4.4 million. That is compound interest. That is the eighth miracle of the world, as Einstein said. So the question, of course, on everybody's mind is, well, if I'm living paycheck to paycheck, how do I come up with $27.40 a day? And, this is where it becomes an individual thing. And you really have to look at what you are spending your money on and say, do I need to be spending that? A lot of people spend money going out to eat or on an Uber ride or even having food delivered to their house. And when you start really looking at what all of those things cost and what they add up to, I think we're going to find some very creative ways and some very simple ways to help you save this money. So the point is, you've got to start somewhere. And what I would like to do starting today is I want you to do a 100-day savings challenge. Now, depending on your own financial situation, you can choose whatever amount you want to do. People don't think, like, if I spend $5 a day on something, well, that's $150 a month. And that's over $1,000 a year. It's $5, right? But if you're spending, again, $27.40 is, I want you to decide, I'm going to save $1 a day. I'm going to save $5 a day. If you can do $27.40, do that per day. And put it in a jar. I like the jar idea because if it's in front of you, you can see it, you can recognize it. And the whole point of this is to show and prove to yourself that you can do it. We're going to be filming the next one in a couple days, where we bring in a chef, professional chef. She was trained in culinary, and she has actually catered several events for me over the years. She's fantastic. And we're going to give you some very simple ideas, starting with food, on how you can save money. Make a sandwich for lunch instead of going through a drive-through, or worse, going into a restaurant. And I think very quickly you're going to start to see how these things add up and how it is easier to save than some might think. Another great example that I love to use is Starbucks. Starbucks, what if you took the money you're spending on coffee and instead of drinking it, you invested it in the actual company of Starbucks? Over a period of 1 year, 2 years, how much of a difference would that make in your life? Anyway, we're going to be showing you some very exciting and simple ways to help you save money. But for now, I want you to think about, for the next 100 days, how much money you're going to save each day. Pick a number, like I said, $1, $5, or if you can do the $27.40, that'll be $10,000 for you a year from now.